opting for scrims, I'm sure all the teams will be willing to scrim them and help them out because you can't go into a normal game and do normal 5Q and expect to get some real practice out of that. You really need to scrim those top tier teams if you want to get any practice in and try to advance yourself as a team. So it's really good that they're scrimming BM. I think BM is one of the top tier teams, so this should be a really good scrim and a really good practice for them.
Yes, and as always, because of the current setup, which I'm sure will change as the game develops, we didn't really get to see the ban or picks that had happened, and so the lineup real quick is going to be Spray on Agni, we have Spoo on Hebo, Badger on Ares, Youngbay is going to be playing Artemis, and then Hyrock going to be on Odin. While on AG, we have Trolley Poly on Guan Yu, we have Banyan on Bastet, Zlantris on Bakasura, Advert on Ra, and Kintastic on Anher. So it seems like pretty standard picks. The one that is a little bit different or surprising is the Bakasura, which I'm a little bit surprised to see, but not super surprised. We've definitely seen Bakasura before. I'm sure we'll continue to see him. And we might have some action here early. Oh no, it ends up they just fall back. So, and then maybe the only other one is Hebo, but Hebo I feel like is making a surgence or resurgence in competitive play.
Yeah, it's a really we mentioned it before that it's just a really strong lane. You have a lot of burst. You have a lot of poke damage from Hebo, and the Odin Hebo lane is just the stronger of the two lanes. You do have a Ra in that lane, but it's with an AD, so it should be interesting to see how well it goes. It's really good though that the AD is in this lane because ADs will counter Hebo. If you want to know a counter to Hebo, it's a ranged AD.
Okay, yeah, I'm never really sure. I don't, like I said, I don't play a lot of the gods a lot. Oh, actually, Odin gonna come in, just puts in a slow, is gonna fall back, not gonna really see any action. And actually, Bakasura might be taking a little bit of damage here as spraying on Agni is putting quite a bit of pressure here, but ends up just falling back. And so we have actually seen this Bakasura a bit in that mid lane. The HOG in his 2 just really allow him to stay full health almost the entire time. So very difficult to deal with, I think, for anyone really to kill him.
Yeah, and really good steals on the shield buff, and you know that shield is going to be nerfed in the next patch. But even still, the 50% or 30% magic or defense come the next patch is still going to be very strong. So Baka's just a great pick for middle lane. He really can bully any mage out of the lane pretty easily, and look, there he goes taking.
Oh, we have a go actually onto Ra. Ra's using an immunity, has Aegis already. This curse coming out though, a lot of damage coming in here on her though, able to pressure Hebo back, and now Odin in a very difficult position. Jukes the spear! Hyrock might be able to get out of here. Auto attack still coming out. There's the pillar to slow down, and now Hebo taken down very low, uses the sprint, avoids 2 auto attacks and the beam, and nobody ends up getting first blooded. Oh my gosh, that was so close, and my apologies for cutting you off there. But oh man, that was so close.
That was really that was really close. At first you think, oh, the Ra is gonna go down, pops the Aegis, and sometime for the most part people wouldn't pop the Aegis because then you don't get the heal. But a smart move to avoid any damage from the Odin and Hebo poke coming out, and really they're focusing the Ra trying to kill him, and that allows Anher to just put out some damage on them.
Yeah, and I missed some action on the other side. This Guan Yu taken down very low. And, oh, there's the first blood. He does get taken out as there's a bit of action kind of everywhere. Hebo's lane partner is taken out. So it looks like they're going to be putting some pressure here on this Hebo. There's the pillar. The great stun! The ult coming out, and Spoo is taken out. Advert will be able to get that kill. And now we are going to have AG up 2-0 early with about a 500 gold lead, so nothing, too substantial. But it's kind of what we talked about before. This AG team is young. Definitely has some skill, some good teamwork, and we hope to see nothing but growth and having a fantastic start against Bipolar Method.
Yeah, it's also very tough to be in as an Odin to be in a lane with 2 ranged, but yeah, they're really taking advantage of that and really paying off, and just landing really good abilities. Nice stun there. just really doing what they got to do to secure the kills.
Those cats chasing down Artemis, they do so much damage. They are really difficult to deal with. Ends up not getting the kill, but man, Bastet is just so scary. And Bastet was one of those gods that we, I don't know if we neglected. Oh, actually, those Spudo taking a bit of damage. The all coming out from on her. Jukes it, though, with the sprint. Auto attacks are going to be able to get out of there. And now Odin comes in, gets a couple slows with the curse and the 3. Auto attacks coming out. There's the immunity. The slow coming out from Ra. Good ult, though. I don't think he has enough mana to jump out of there. Will he be able to get away? The heal is down. We talked about that. The 1 coming out, not doing enough damage, though. And it will not net a kill quite yet. And it looks like Bastet's going to be taking a little bit of damage there. There's the stun coming out. The ult's now followed up from Agni. Guan Yu is taken out. Bakasura rotating over. However, they are going to have to fall back. So 1-for-1 exchange now in different lanes, keeping their 2 god kill lead. So, wow, still looking very, very good here. Bakasura actually jumping in, and Agni's going to be able to dash away. I thought for sure Agni was going to stun and do a little bit of follow-up, but decides just to push the wave. I'm trying to think. We were talking about, Bastet. Bastet, one of those gods we kind of saw go from low tier to high tier in the matter of a patch. The change to those casts just made a huge difference.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in seeing, with the new change to the Hog, you're not really going to be. Before, you weren't even able to use the Hog to kill them, but at least they were almost dead when you did. But now it's even going to be that they're not even going to lose any health, it seems like.
I didn't realize the HOG change means even the HOG damage is different towards regular minions?
It's going to be 480 damage instead of 600.
Oh, I did not realize that. Yeah, that's going to be a big change here. And actually, Bastetto going to be sprinting in, drops the cats. Hebo in a very difficult position. Now the minions are out for Bakasura also. So Agni, though, going to be able to fall back. Guan Yu, though, comes in with an ult trying to get away from Ares. And that is a lot of extra creep on the field when you have Bakasura and the cats from Bastet. Netting them another kill, and they have not quite yet broke the 1K gold mark for the lead. They're still sitting at about 700. So very close still, but you have to be very happy, I would think, if you are this AG team with how they're performing. Their communication seems to be doing well. They're linking all their spells very well. And again, I mean, don't want to sound like a broken record, but a young team showing a lot of promise.
Yeah, and I like that they're not being greedy. You saw there, they both blew their ults, and they knew we cannot try to go in on this and try to get more. We got 1 kill. We got what we needed. They got nothing there, and good exchange.
Yeah, and I think that's something Scythe and I talked a little bit about yesterday, which is really important, is knowing, there's times where, look, it's just, you don't fight now. Sometimes, yeah, you go help the person. Sometimes you let your teammate die, because that is the best decision. And I think that's something that, a young team is really going to have to learn, but showing their poise and showing their knowledge of the game, they're not committing to a lot of extra that's getting them in trouble.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, and it looks like the ward placement was pretty well too. I'd like to see, now that Ares countered one of their wards, I don't think he's able to see that ward down there. It's good placement on that ward. I'd like to see if they try to counter the Ares wards in a little bit here.
Yeah, I just checked the vision. There's a ward for AG, and there's 2 wards for BM currently near Gold Fury. And Bakasura's leap is down, though. Chains are coming out and ends up falling back. Maybe there's a call coming out or something about a miss that they were not comfortable with. And Ra actually picking up another kill onto Odin. My apologies for missing that action. But I thought this Artemis was going to take some heat here for sure as she came over, tries to steal the red buff, isn't able to get it, but they might be walking into this Ares. Is Ares going to ult? He's just chasing down this Bastet who has no mana, using the sprint though, trying to get away. I would expect chains. There's 1, yes, 2, and a 3rd any second. And is he going to drop the ult or not? No, decides not to ult. I'm kind of surprised by that. I think they could have got 2 kills possibly there. I'm just kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I only see the Bastet with Aegis, so he could have definitely got the Guan pickup. Not necessarily worth diving for this early in the game, but definitely could have ulted earlier, got the Bastet to Aegis, and then you could have got an Artemis ult, and that would have been kills. The thing with Ares is people try to save the ult. You just got to use it right when you get you get them both that close. There's no
Right.
point in saving it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, something I try to tell my friends who are starting the game is like, look, man, it's just a cooldown. You know, use it. Now, obviously, you don't want to, ult a guy who's one hit or something like that and waste it. But I mean, if you're going to team fight, use your spells.
Right. It's just knowing when to use it, using it responsibly,
Ooh,
and
Guan Yu coming in here is able to steal the blue, possibly. No, I don't see. It looks like Ares got it, but Bakasura now coming in here too. Ares is trying to get away using the chains to slow everybody down. There's the ult from Artemis, and is not going to get multiple stuns as they clean it up, and that is going to be all the action. But yeah, I mean, like you said, that it's really important to understand when to and not use spells. It can really make or break a fight, and obviously one of the biggest things in MOBAs is do not stack your CCs.
yeah, and you have your cooldowns to use them. You don't save them forever. You want to use them as often as possible. Granted, in good situations. A good pick up there by Hebo, middle lane.
Yes, and Bakasura able to pick up Agni. I thought the stun was going to come out and Hebo actually rotate over, because Hebo could have done some good burst there. And something though that we see every now and then is Spoo actually almost didn't get that kill on her. Thought the ult was going to clean it up, and so sometimes you got to remember to finish your food. And we've seen people walk away from fights they probably shouldn't have before, but he does turn around and get the kill, so isn't hit with that error. But that is something we've seen quite a bit too from newer players. Is they're like, oh, this will kill him, and nope, it didn't.
And the thing about because you saw he dove the tower a little bit, that's where wards come into play. You have good ward placement. You don't see anyone around. You can go in and get that kill. Sometimes though, people worry. They're like, oh, maybe there's someone here waiting to gank me. So that's where wards come into play, or maybe even just map awareness and just knowing where everyone is on the map.
Yeah, and now on her. Oh no, to Spoo. Yeah, turning around as 4 players came out there, takes a little bit of damage. We might see a Gold Harpy starting here soon, as it looks like both teams are starting to group up here a little bit. There's a slow onto Bakasura. The ward taken out immediately as it tried to get placed down. So no real good vision. A bit of vision on both ends. And yeah, so kind of at these points when you have like a 4-on-4 standoff near an objective, you're kind of devoting to or committing to a team fight. Is that true?
Yeah, and sometimes depending on the situation, you don't really want to engage. You just kind of bait it, because if you try to take it down, they're just going to get ready to unload on you, and the person tanking the Gold Fury is probably not in the best shape to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Gold Fury, especially we're at minute 12-ish right now, it can still hit pretty hard if you don't have a few items. So, yeah, it can be very dangerous. And it looked like Bastet tried to go on Artemis here, but ends up falling back. So we're not going to see this action. And something that I don't see typically happen is they collided at the Gold Fury, or at least got close to each other, and then they decide, you know what, never mind, we'll give up Gold Fury, we'll come back a different day. But teams still definitely grouping up. One thing that I find odd though is, why is it that Odin is the person that is getting the solo farm right now?
Well, if you look at his farm, he's pretty high up there. Maybe he's just trying to get that second item, since he got those 2 ability items. It would definitely help him to get as much farm as he can, put out a lot of damage with that too. If they have the Artemis in him really, so that rely on his 2 for the objective, so I guess that's why they're letting Artemis and him get as much farm as possible.
Okay, yeah, because I would expect that Odin's typically more of that support player, so wouldn't be getting some of the solo farm. But and now it was on her. They're switching over to Bastet being the primary farmer for AG. So Bastet gonna hopefully start taking off here in a little bit. And we've talked about how good on her is in the past. He just brings so much to team fights. So it'll be good to see him in the next team fight. But it looks like actually he might be going to farm now too, and going to now to like 3 mid, and then everyone else just kind of being by themselves. Artemis actually doing a lot of damage, is not going to get the root. The immunity coming out. There's the final auto attack, and will get that kill on the Bastet. So great solo kill. And now Anher's fighting Odin. Odin, it looks like he is getting the best of him. There's the spear, not able to get stun. The ult coming out. He tries to dunk, misses the slow. Couple auto attacks, can't get a crit. and Hi-Rez will take on her. So now it ends up being that Bipolar Method picking up both those solo kills. That is going to be huge for them. Still down by about 2k gold, but those are two fights you don't want to lose. Bastet and On Her both getting taken out.
Yeah, and those are your two AD carries, so that's definitely not good. You see the Bastet build and the Heartseeker, so she wants to die as little as possible. Although the On Her going rank 2 boots and then the Executioner, so he doesn't really have to worry about deaths, but you know, the less he dies the better, more farm.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I would love to hear your input on the change to Heartseeker. It seems very rare now, where before I felt like every AD was getting it. What are your feelings about the Heartseeker?
Well, I feel that melee AD shouldn't really be getting them anymore. But you know, for a range AD, it's very, you know, it's a optimal purchase, I would think, because as a range AD, you're really staying back, and the only time that you would ever, you know, be taking a full frontal damage is if you're solo farming a lane, and typically, you know, there's only going to be one other person in that lane, and if you're the ranged AD, I don't think you have to worry about any one-on-one situation. So that's why, you know, Artemis was so confident in taking out that Bastet, popped the ult real quick, said, "You're not using your ult, and I'm not taking that much damage, and you're dead. I get killed. I need more farm." It was a good call by Artemis. Good play.
And it looks like Artemis might be going in here again at Bastet. Bastet going to leap away, avoids that trap there, but here comes the sprint from Youngbay, going to try and chase down Bastet. And there's the ult from the Cat. The stun is going to avoid, and good immunity there to not take really any of that follow-up damage. The Cat's now going to do a ton of damage. The 2 coming out. Is the 3 going to hit? Ares actually coming in, missing the chain, unfortunately. Tries to ult to save her, but it ends up not mattering. And now Bastet will be able to get that kill back, will be falling back. It looked like Odin got taken out. I didn't see who from. Bastet not going to turn around in this area. He's just going to do a bit of damage, and looks like will be falling back. And now it might be a free Gold Fury here.
Yeah, without that Artemis, it's going to be pretty hard for them to contest that, so they're definitely going to get a free Gold Fury. And you see their location on the map. Ares going out to help right lane. Unsuccessful, so just a really good pickup by AG.
Yeah, and it's going to bring the gold lead to 4,000 now. We're at 16.5 minutes. They have an 8-4 kill lead, and it looks like this is going to be definitely in the favor of AG currently. What would you say? Bipolar Method needs to do to really start turning this around, because this is kind of the point where, you know, in pubs and stuff that you're saying, oh man, are we going to be able to come back? And obviously it's not out of reach in the competitive scene, but you definitely need to start doing some stuff to start bringing it back, or the snowball's going to keep rolling, and you know, you won't be able to stop it eventually.
I think right now they just need to, you know, play it safe, and if anyone, you know, look for the overextends, and you know, get a little more ward coverage, because right now they really don't have anything except for the one ward by the Fire Giant. So you know, they're behind. I know it's a little harder to ward when you're behind, but you can ward closer to home, and that's where they really need to be right now. They can't really overextend with the gold lead at 3K and all their vision, and they have all of AG's vision. So they really just need to just keep farming, you know, try to cut that gold lead a little shorter, and get a little bit of more vision on the map so they know what's going on.
Ooh, the stun finally does hit onto Agni. Agni, though, going to avoid a lot of the ult coming out from On Her, and gets the stun on a Ra. Ra taking quite a bit of damage. Here's the ult, and Ra finally gets the kill. Might get taken down by the tower. One more attack, doesn't get it. That speed is just too strong from Ra. And now Hebo not really able to follow up, and so Artemis and Agni now taking out. The kill lead going from up to 10 now. Ooh, actually Bastet, or no, that's Bakasura, going to be duking it out there with that Odin. Guan Yu now getting a couple chains put onto him, is going to dash a bit away. Is the ult going to come out? He has 3. Will the follow-up? Oh, just 1. The Odin ult coming out though now, and Bakasura able to leap out and goes right onto Hebo. Hebo taking quite a bit of damage, however, not able to finish him off. There it goes with that AoE attack damage, and he's taken out now too. Chain though on her. There's the dunk. The heal not coming out quite yet from Ra. There it is now. The ult does a ton of damage. The tower also doing quite a bit. Ra, though, not going to chase, and Odin will make it out of there. So ends up being a, was that 3 for 1? So pulls it to 7 to 11, or maybe a 2 for 1. And now the gold lead, though, still at 5,000, which is very high. My guess would be that AG is going to start looking at Fire Giant here soon. I would think you want to force a team fight.
Yeah, I mean, BM is definitely not out of it yet, but you do kind of want to focus their attention on worrying about Fire Giant so that they do get less farm, and maybe you can get them a little bit distracted on what they really should be doing, which is farming and possibly taking out the left tower. So we'll see how that goes into play as the game goes on. But really just not a smart engage by that Baka middle lane. Yeah, sure, he knew he could have got the Hebo kill, but you got to think when you're engaging, can you escape and get the kill and escape safely, or are you just going in knowing that you want to kill and you're going to die? Because a one-for-one exchange really isn't worth it, especially for your Baka. You don't want him dying, your melee AD. The Hebo can kind of, it's alright if he dies. It's not really that big of a deal because he knows that Guan Yu was half health. The Anhur had no mana and no ult. So they just knew they were going to be able to pick up more than one kill. So BM really took advantage of that engage and made the best of it really for them.
Well, and the other thing too is with Hebo's passive and his ult already doing so much damage. It's not. I mean, yes, items make him obviously stronger, but he's still going to do quite a bit of damage in a team fight. Whereas Bakasura, I feel like, is a little bit more item reliant.
Right, and Baka's melee, so Hebo can sit back and relax and enjoy the poke, while Baka just really has to be up in the fray, right in the middle of the battle, unless he decides I'm going to wait for my team to engage and then maybe try to get a sneak attack, a leap through a wall and get a quick kill. But he has to realize if he uses his leap, he's not really going to have an escape. So if they turn around on him and get a nice CC or stun, he's probably dead. Because he's that squishiness.
And talking about a sneak attack, Bastet putting a lot of damage into Artemis. Artemis finally taken out as Guan Yu ults in. Bakasura coming in. Bastet using the 2. Good knockup from Hebo, hitting 4 different players. There's the ult. Good immunity, though, and he will not be taken out. However, the damage now coming out from Odin is going to get killed. Hebo going to fall back as he's a little bit out of position. 4 players now swarming in here for AG and BM both. The immunity coming out. Bastet finally going to get killed. Ra gonna have to fall back, and it's gonna be a 3 for 2 exchange as Anhur is farming, and this might be a Gold Fury now for BM, and this is exactly what they needed to do, is win a team fight, get this Gold Fury, and hopefully slow down this gold lead. And oh, they're just gonna fall back now. They're afraid of Ra and Anhur possibly coming in here, so not able to get that Gold Fury. That Gold Fury would have helped so much with that gold differential.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but you gotta worry about their health. They were pretty low. And the Ra could have possibly sniped it. I do see his ult down, so he wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe get a beam off or a heal even. But the Anhur also had his ult, so just a lot of steal potential. So it was good, and kill potential because of their health being so low. So it was good that they just got some health, and maybe heading back now to try to pick up that Gold Fury. Seeing that the Bastet is just getting him now, and Baka with 7 seconds left, but it doesn't look like they're gonna try to do it. I guess because their Odin's down and they need that too. But really, in hindsight for next time for BM, if you're going to get an Odin, you really want 3 ADs because that 2 is just going to make you get objectives so easily that the other team won't even have time to try to engage. You'll just already have Gold Fury. So really, picking up the... I understand the Hebo Odin, and you want the Agni because the Odin can ult and the Agni can just ult through that. But, maybe trying to pick up, like, a Baka or a Bastet like the other team did. Maybe that's why they weren't able to pick up melee AD or someone that would be able to auto attack with as a melee AD because they picked the 2 best ones and they probably maybe banned Wukong. So.
Ooh, a lot of damage coming out from the AoE ults, and Ares now going to pull in a few, and both taken out as they're sitting on the flames of Agni, and that's going to be 2 kills right away. and AG is going to be fighting 5 versus 3. Now the boar coming out, going to get a stun. The auto attack's coming in. Raw slowly getting chipped away, going to use the immunity. Here's the follow-up, though. Finally stunned. He's killed. Ares chasing out Bastet, and Bastet and Anher going to be the only players left alive. So they're going to be able to kill this tower, and I believe they ended up getting that Gold Fury, too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check to see if Gold Fury's still there. Nope, Gold Fury is killed. So good. Another great team fight here for BM. Still about 4,000 gold down, but it looks like they will be able to pick up this Fire Giant too, which is just so huge.
Yeah, and that should be an easy pickup. I don't think the best stat with no ult is really going to try and go in there and put up a fight, and same with the Honor. They already beat, so they wouldn't even make it there on time with that Odin 2 just being so strong for the ADs. Even for the mages, just the auto attack and all their abilities are just going to bring it down pretty quickly anyway. And it'd be interesting to see them try to come in here and get picked up.
Ooh, yeah, they got it back up, man. That was scary. I thought for sure they were going to get picked, but no ults really for anybody able to lock anyone down. Wow, all of a sudden, even with this gold differential, they're 4,000 gold in the lead still. But now that they have the, I'm really starting to lean in favor of BM actually having the advantage right now.
Well, with the Fire Giant, what they're going to be able to do is take a lot of the map control, put out a lot of wards, get vision, clear the other team's vision, and the other team, their best bet to do right now is just to turtle, get farm, take as many buffs as they can before anyone else gets there, and really just play it safe, because that Fire Giant does give you, it's basically another item, so they really need to be careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, every player has another item. Yeah, it's so huge in team fights. Something we talked about yesterday I wish we could see is the experience differential, but Guan Yu is only level 12, which is, in my opinion, huge. His ult is so good. To me, you want it to do as much damage as possible, and with that extra CC, it just ends up being so good, but he only has a Wall of Absolution 3 and Boots level 2. Other than that, I would say big pickups would be Bakasura has Executioner 3, Kins 3, and Soul Eater 3. And other than that, nobody with anything really substantial yet.
Yeah, that Guan really just needs to farm. I mean, he's going middle lane. I guess he wanted to back up his teammates just in case there was a fight there, but they really can't fight right now. So what Guan needs to do is try to get the farm. There was a little bit of farm in their left lane, so right lane on the mini-map, and he really just, I guess, didn't want to get the farm. He wanted to go help his teammates, but at level 12 there's nothing much that you can really do. You're just basically, you know, a punching bag that's just going to fall off the chains there.
The lowest level on the other team is level 15. Yeah, so he's 3 levels behind the lowest person on the other team, which is very scary. And Ares looks like he might have everybody in this ult, but pulls nobody with the Aegis in the ult. But now Guan Yu is going to get stunned, followed up on a little bit, finally taken out. And now Ra is trying to juke and try and stay alive. On her, finally taken out too with the ults from Agni. And not able to get this kill is Ra. Ra taking a lot of damage. And where is Bastet? Bastet is pushing on the other lane. Ra trying to juke out. Agni dashing in. He's going to juke the ults. Hemo finally able to clean him up. And Bastet was just able to pick up a tower. And I am not so sure how I feel about that engagement there. 5 versus 4 while she pushed. Maybe if she were able to put a little bit of pressure on the Phoenix, that would have been worth it. But man, four gods for one as Artemis was killed.
And I really think you're right that it's not good to, first of all, I don't even think that they should have stayed under the tower. They have Fire Giant, that tower's gone, you gotta let it go. The only thing you want to try to defend is the Phoenix, and then it's pretty much a base race for Bastet. Maybe pick up one tower and back to defend the Phoenix. But if they keep going and they're going to get the Phoenix, hey, why not try to get the Phoenix? You know, your teammates should call out, okay, someone's being, and then that's when you kind of retreat. But could have possibly picked up the Phoenix had they played it a little safer and not gone for the engage to try to protect the tower that was going to be dead anyway. So.
Yeah, and so I think that is a instance where we've talked about this team is a little bit of a greenhorn team. So, you know, if that's just experience there. Sometimes just let it go and try to get that trade. So, again, if anyone ends up watching these VODs, we are not slamming you guys. This is just 100% game analysis. And so hopefully you can learn a little bit from that. And that exchange was so close, but unfortunately, That 4-for-0 exchange not really being worth it, and now it looks like a Gold Fury is going to go in the advantage here of BM, and BM now pulls within 1,000 gold. Oh, the Gold Fury money just hit. They are tied in gold. It's about a 50 gold difference. So BM coming way, way back from where they were.
Yeah, and then you really need to, both teams need to start setting up for Fire Giant because you know the buff is gone on BM, and
So
you
it's
know it's
1
coming
minute,
up.
right?
Yeah, it's 1 minute after the buff disappears from their bodies or from themselves, and you see them actually already going over there to set up, and it looks like they're going to have the better positioning because they're there first. So it'll
And
be
no
interesting to see how
vision.
they react.
AG actually has no vision. I just switched on the minimap, checked that out, and they do see them there now, but not a position you want to be in. They look like they might have killed that ward that BM had, but oh, the Fire Giant now crawling out of the lava, and they're gonna just start him. Bastet eats the trap there, and now here they come. Ares coming in, is going to use that ult. Are they going to immune it? Yes, no one pulled in. Guan Yu going to come in there, try to get a few stuns. Agni and Ra trying to do as much damage as they can. Bastet cats are out, and they're focusing a lot of the damage right now onto Agni and Ares. They're doing such a good job of zoning. Hebo now trying to do a bit of damage, going to slow Ra. Ra comes out with the beam. Youngbei ends up getting a kill there onto Guan Yu. Ares gets a kill onto Bakasura. The stun not able to hit onto Ra. Ra's going to make it out of there. And I just think too much damage went into the tanks there. You see Artemis almost at full health, Agni almost at full health. Hebo has taken quite a bit of damage, but yeah, you cannot be focusing Odin and Ares in a team fight. That is not going to win it there for you.
Yeah, and even if they, because you just look at their builds, they kind of, you know, they have some damage, but mostly tanky. So that's definitely not a good idea. They attack the tanks, and their carries are just saying, "Thank you, AG."
Yeah, and you see a lot of pressure being put onto this Bastet. Now Agni and Ares trying to give chase. The slow comes out. There's the dash, though. Is the stun going to follow up? It should come off any second. The ult just missing as she dashes away, and she's probably just going to keep going. The stun not able to hit. The 3, though, is on her, and it will get the kill. Ra not able to really get there in support, but Hebo was taken out in all the mess. Oh, sorry, I just saw that On Her was coming in. And yeah, I don't think On Her was at that Fire Giant fight, now that I say that.
Yeah, he might have been. Looks like in the left lane on the mini map. Don't know why he, was trying to farm when you know the Fire Giant's going to come up. You know that they're going to try to engage, either bait it or take it, and you just need to be there to defend. You can't really just let them get a free Fire Giant, especially when the game is this close, or period really. Free Fire Giant is just not something you want to give up.
Yeah, and I mean, now actually, wow, all of a sudden, we were talking about how maybe he didn't want to farm, but they've got a 2K gold lead now all of a sudden. So not really sure how AG pulled that off. I would assume it had to do with the team fight. Ends up actually being a 3-for-4, I believe, so not too bad. Bakasura actually getting chunked down quite a bit here by Odin. Guan Yu's going to actually ult. No, Odin's going to leap away, and Guan Yu ult will be down, and it looks like these two are going to be starting the Fire Giant. Odin is going to come back. Ares is there too, so who is going to follow up as there still are a lot of players dead? The lava coming out, doing a bit of damage here to Guan Yu and Bakasura. Bakasura leaps in. Oh, sorry, the camera went too far. Odin, though, taking a lot of damage. The pure damage AoE coming out. The Ra ult. Guan Yu jumps out of the heal, though. Good kill by Ra. The heal from Guan Yu is going to keep him alive, and now Ares in a lot of trouble. There's the Bakasura leap doing quite a bit of damage. Ra's going to get that slow. Tries to get away. That's Ares putting out the chains, and that's going to end up being 2 more dead, and now AG is going to have the Fire Giant. And what a turnaround. This is not what I expected at all. The Ra heal coming down, and it looks like they will be able to clean it up. And now they have a 3,000 gold lead in Fire Giant. So this game just swinging back and forth. The Artemis ult going to be coming out. Going to be stunning quite a bit. The Boar not dead yet. Artemis taking quite a bit of damage. Not able to do enough. Ra's beam going to get a double hit. Takes her out. And now Artemis is going to be dead for 80 seconds. 2 players dead for almost a minute. And this is a perfect opportunity for AG to push, and I think they could get a Phoenix out of this.
Yeah, AG really needs to just push that middle lane right now and just take the Phoenix out, take the other Phoenix, and I would say they might even be able to end the game if they really wanted to push.
Stun onto Hebo. Hebo's taken out. Sorry, yeah, continue. That wasn't a lot of action, but Hebo taken out. And Agni actually almost losing that right side Phoenix. They're pushing mid. Yeah, I agree. They could probably end it. Continue your thought. My apologies.
No, that's fine. I'm just gonna reflect now on what that happened there. I think on her when he was in left lane, I think he actually went all the way to the Phoenix, and I believe he took the Phoenix, so that was a good exchange for them. I didn't really like that Badger and I think it was Hyrock that went into that Fire Giant. Maybe should have let him take a little bit more damage before they went in on that engage, which cost them their lives, unfortunately. And then just the Artemis going in there and just giving him a kill. Uh, those turn of events just really cost them the game.
Yeah, and we see the GG. Oh, great! Thank you so much. Spoo is asking to do picks and bans in here, so we can talk about that. I love that the teams are actually doing that for us now, because sometimes it just sucks so much trying to fill the dead space with whatever we can think of. But while we have a quick moment, the first excuse me, the first ban is going to be Vomana then Monkey. Pretty typical.